Both names of God, Alpha and Omega, and the beginning and the end, are simply variants of the name Yahweh. The Greek name is ultimately derived from the Hebrew original, the Tetragrammaton. In order to understand how this can be, we must first delve into the complexities of esoteric exegesis. Jesus Christ, in his revelation to John, introduces himself as Alpha and Omega 4 times. 3 times the Lord combines the name with the beginning and the end, or the ending. 1 time he combines it with the first and the last, and in his final identification he uses both. A great number of scholars believe that Alpha and Omega, being the first and last letters of the Greek alphabet, are linguistically related to the beginning and the end, and the first and the last. The Church takes the same position in its Bible dictionary. This interpretation is not incorrect, but there is much more to the origin and meaning of the name. We know, for example, that one of God's names in ancient Israel was the first and the last, as recorded by the prophet Isaiah. An earlier statement by the Lord to the prophet is more explicit. He again uses the name, the first and the last, and then adds to it a form of the great I am He. Ellicott's commentary for English readers relates the correlation of names in the verse. In more concise language, the names Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, and I am, are all linguistically and semantically related. They all follow the identical formula as Ellicott puts it. This also means that Alpha and Omega is not originally a Greek formulation, but one derived from Hebrew. But what was the original Hebrew form, and how was the one derived from the other? Before delving into the details of the derivation of Alpha and Omega from the Hebrew, we must first understand the methodology of the process. It is called notarikon, one of 3 methods of biblical exegesis used by rabbis and Kabbalists. Notarikon extracts meaning through the use of the first, middle, and final letters of a word, transforming them into other words or even sentences. A famous example of the use of notarikon is the transformation of the first word of Genesis. St. Augustine, in his homilies on St. John, reasoned his own notarikon from the letters of the name Adam, expanding them to the 4 quarters of the world. Notarikon is not simply an exercise in intellectual wordplay. Joseph Smith likely used a form of the art in his King Follett sermon, which we have cited previously. Joseph used Ptericon or another form of exegesis in his translation of the Egyptian papyri, where one character generated an entire sentence of meaning. A good example is the explanation to facsimile 2, where each figure is explained in one or more sentences.